I mean, it was unbelievable. What's he going to do about it? Get the fuck out. I never had a cocky fucking, I mean, what a character. He had all, I mean, he had everything, except height. None of them did. And so, anyway, I'd seen him and I loved him, and so that was kind of insulting. Yeah, of course I should join the small faces. Fuck off. So, I go home Sunday night, you know. Monday morning, Mum and Dad had gone to work. I was a professional musician, in other words, a layabout, because I had nothing to do. And the phone rang, and it was Don Arden, who I'd heard of, but didn't know was a thief. I knew he was an impresario, someone important in the business of showing. Yeah, really. Well, you know what? I was going to make peace with him. I made peace with Andrew Oldham. Fuck it, the money's gone. I ain't got it, he ain't got it. The fuck? I'm earning tonight. I'm earning tomorrow night. Woo! So I made peace with Andrew. We hugged and kissed. It was fine, you know. Phew, I've done his radio show, and if Don Arden had lived a little longer, I'd have made peace with him. But he's dead, so fuck him. The money's gone. The money's gone. It doesn't matter. So anyway, he said, Don Arden was on the phone. He said, Ian McLagan. I said, yeah. He said, I've got a job for you. Can you come up to my office? It's my impersonation of a Manchester accent. But I said, yeah. So I went up there at some point, got the tube, got to Carnaby Street, went up the steps. Val, are you here? Yeah. Where are you?
Where's Val? Val, raise your hand. Right over here, Matt.
Oh, Putney! Oh, fantastic. Well, Val, I didn't know Val then. I walked in, and there was this pretty girl in the reception, and she said something like, yes. I said, I'm in to see Don Arden. She said, what for? I said, I don't know. Oh, yeah. She was suspicious. Because I believe she was dating Jimmy Winston. I didn't know any of this. It's all hindsight. And so she went in to let Don Arden know that this little character was here to see him. And I looked around at the pictures, and there were small faces, couldn't be them. Animals, couldn't be them. Nashville Teeds, John Hawking, great piano player, couldn't be them. And the Clayton Squares, I thought, must be them. And it might be a session, might be joining. I'd never done a session, so I didn't know what the fuck I was there for. And I didn't have long to wait, and Don called me into the office, and he sat me down, he said, so how much do you earn at the moment? I swear, back then when I was 20, I had huge balls. I said, £20 a week. Barefaced lie. I had nothing. My dad was earning £20 a week, that's why I said it. And I thought it was ridiculous. And he said, 20, you start at 30. So from being broke to now I'm earning what my dad, now I'm earning half as much again. I'm going, I'm like, my ears are spinning, I think. And he said, and if the guys get over here and everything goes well, you'll be on probation for a month, but if they like you, get an even split. I'm a millionaire! Obviously. Because anybody who gets an even split of a band that are successful obviously is rich. Wrong. He said, I said, well, what's the band? He said, Small Faces. My ears stopped spinning. My feet left the floor. I think I was about half an inch off. And I kind of sailed out of the door. And he said, yeah, come back at 6 o'clock, which is when Val wouldn't be there. I figure, I'm guessing now, but I reckon that must be true. And so I went down to Wardour Street to the Ship, because it was a nice pub, had a pint, and I called my dad. Don Arden told me, he said, now you can't tell your parents what's going on, it's a total secret. It's a big deal, this, you know. And I said, I know, yeah. I'm not going to spoil it, I'm not going to tell any fucker. And I said, I called my dad, and he just got home from work. I said, here, Dad, I got a gig. A gig? Got a jig? Oh, that's very nice. What the fuck's a jig? Anyway, I said, I got a gig. He said, have you? I said, yeah. He said, who's that with? I said, I can't tell you. He said, okay. I said, well, it's a good gig. It's a good gig. I said, it's really, really good. They're a great band. He said, okay. I said, look, I'll call you in 2 weeks. Apparently, I can tell you all about it. He said, all right. He said, are you happy? I said, yes. And he said, all right, I'll explain everything to Mum. Because I'd walked out in the clothes I was wearing that day, you know. Never slept in my own bed again, ever. I only went back there once. And So I went, had another pint, because you do, don't you?
No, you do.
I certainly do. And walked back to the office. Of course, Bella wasn't there then. And I waited in the outside office, and he called me in. And shortly after, I said that last night, I don't know
How come I get fined if I say that?
I already owe you for the end of Love Letter. You're going to do well tonight, the way things are going. And shortly after, the door opened, and there's Steve Marriott. He looked at me and laughed. Because, you see, they didn't know exactly what, they thought they knew what I looked like. They didn't know if I was tall or short, green or blue. I mean, they'd seen a review of Boz and the Boz People, which praised my Hammond playing. Hammond is an organ, not my Hampton. Anyway, praised my technology on the old instrument, and they had a photograph of Boz with my name on it. So they knew I was good looking, and I played the Hammond organ. What could go wrong? And he looked at me and went, "Oh, well, at least he's short." Followed by Ronnie and Kenny, and they both laughed. All of them picked me up. I found my brothers. I wanted to shout out to Kenny. I've been calling him since I got here, and I haven't managed to get through to him. I've left messages, and I know he's got health problems at the moment. I think he's doing really good. I hope he is. We pray and we wish and we hope and love him. Kenny, God bless him. Yeah, I heard about his show. I think it's fantastic. Mick Hucknall and everybody that played on the show. It's great. Were you there? I bet you are. Well, if you see him before I tell him I love him and give him a big kiss. What the hell are we going to play? Oh, yeah.
Come on.
So Kenny, Steve, Ronnie. Here's one of Ronnie's songs from Ooh La La, Glad and Sorry. God bless you.